Hey guys, this is Al again. So, quick update on the Rolls Royce project. It's been somewhat stalled. I've been doing a lot of traveling. I was just in California last week, and you know, being on the road, it's kind of a challenge, and it's just been really hot here in Texas as well. The building's probably about 120 Fahrenheit when you walk into it, unless you show up at like 9 o'clock in the evening and decide to work till 4 a.m. in the morning, which is something that I used to do but not so much anymore. It becomes unbearable. So I really haven't had that much of an opportunity to spend on the car. When I put everything back together again, I noticed two things. First of all, the base of the carburetor was leaking. There's a square O-ring that goes on the base, and I guess it must have slipped when I put everything back together again. So that was one of the problems. And then the other problem is one of these filter housings was cracked right here. It had a hairline crack, and I'm not sure what caused that, but probably try to jiggle everything around and put it all back together again. I wasn't using kids' gloves. So I bought the whole steel lines, all the steel lines for this car, and the two filter assemblies for the carburetor. I got it from a gentleman in California. See if they have the name, but it was a gentleman on eBay, European Car Parts. That's it. Really nice guy. I made him an offer on it. He had it listed on eBay. I made him an offer for a little bit less. He accepted it, which was very kind of him. And he shipped it so fast. I mean, I put the offer in. We worked out the deal on Sunday. It was at my door when I got back yesterday. I'm not sure how long. I think it was already there, on Wednesday, but it was just sitting outside my door. So that's great. This is going to help me get this car back together again and running. I do have a problem though, and I'll show you what the problem is. So this is my problem. This is a parts car that I decided to buy. I found it at the salvage auction in Dallas, so it was local. It was the only car, probably the first car in ages that I haven't had to ship. I just went and got it myself. I was on the plane with the mobile app turned on and watching the auction, and this car came up as we were about getting ready to leave, and I was able to bid on it. I got into a bidding war with some guy in Florida, but he eventually backed out, and I got the car. Don't think I got a bad deal on the car, even though I would have liked to pay less, but it's had a fire, and I'll show you the engine in a second. But prior to the fire, I mean, it just looks beautiful. So the color on it is this metallic pearl white. I don't know whether it's a factory color, but it's a real nice color. Inside, the wood's in nice shape. Unfortunately, as always the case, when they end up in the salvage auction, the windows get left rolled down. The wood starts to get damaged, but it's a much better shape than the wood in my other car. Interior's in really nice shape, aside from the driver's seat. Carpets are in nice shape. Let's see. Rear seats, a little bit of mold from the idiots that left the windows open, but what can you do? Is what it is. But everything else is in nice shape. It just that probably need to be something needs to happen. I'm not sure exactly what needs to happen with mold. I don't know what you can do about mold. But the car's in real nice shape. It's a 1980. It's got the floor mats, so they're there. It's got a bunch of CHF 11, which I don't know what CHF 11 is used for on these cars, but some are 363 as well. Some oddball filters. It's got this battery cover, which we don't have on my other car, so that's missing. Rolls Royce of Beverly Hills. It's got the wool floor mats. See if it's got the toolbox in there. it's got the jack. I'm not sure where the toolbox would be on these cars. Where is the toolbox? Is it here? Not sure. Maybe there's no toolbox. Not sure. More RR363. Oh no, this is, what is this? This guy was a fan of fluids. Central hydraulic fluid. I have no idea what this guy's been putting in his car. But doesn't inspire confidence. This is a 1980, so I'm not sure if it uses RR363 or something else, I'm not sure. But all in all, very nice car, you know, until trying to deal with the fire. So, fire brigade being the fire brigade, use an axe instead of opening the hood. I just love to destroy things. And there's a fire. So you can tell what happened. The fuel line comes out of here, right there, goes into here, and obviously that fuel hose deteriorated and it caught fire. So that's unfortunate. And it burnt down the engine. So everything's pretty black, but you know, the first thing I do is pressure wash it and see what happens. But it's pretty badly roasted, you know. Not sure what to do about that. It wouldn't be the first car that I fixed that was burnt, but they're never fun, right? Wiring harness is all jacked up, so gotta have to rebuild all that wiring harness. He says like he's gonna rebuild it, but I don't know. You know, it sucks when your parts car is really in nicer shape than than the car that you're restoring. And you know, almost like I've got to sit there and think, you know, if the brakes are good in this car, and if the you know, it has less rust and whatever, do I fix it and use the other one as a parts car? So that's the dilemma. But anyway, this is kind of my new purchase. Really was intended to be a parts car, and will probably be a parts car, because parts are like astronomical for these cars over here. And you know, if I'm going to have to be buying a lot of parts, it makes more sense to buy a car. But man, it is a really nice car. You know, a couple of door dings on the doors, and that's really it. You know, apart from that, I mean, the body's in real nice shape apart from the hood. Chrome's in good shape. It's got all the hubcaps. You know, nice tires, spare. You know, what can I say? So there you go. So that's it. That's really the update for me right now. I'm not gonna do any work today. It's too hot. It's too hot in here. But I'm just gonna pull the cars out, pull the trailer in, and then make like a shepherd. But I thought I'd give you guys a quick update to let you know what I'm doing, because I haven't posted in a while. All right, thanks very much. Take care. Bye.